Another way to protect yourself is actually to do some filtering. Typically, when we're talking about filtering, we are talking about the media access control or MAC address. And we can do MAC filtering here. In this case, we're using DDWRT for the firmware for our access point. Other access point software firmware is going to have similar sorts of functionality. So what I can do here is I can go to my MAC filter tab. I'm going to enable my filter, and then I am going to edit my MAC filter list here. So now I can do, let's say, AA, BB, CC, DD, and I need 6 of those. So we should be able to save that. Let me close that now. And anything with that MAC address is going to be prevented from connecting to my wireless network. So this is actually a blacklist. Now, a blacklist is what you would use to have a list of things that you don't want to happen. So I would have a blacklist to prevent people with particular MAC addresses from connecting to my wireless network. If I wanted to use a whitelist, I could say permit only clients listed to access the wireless network. I'm going to edit my filter list again. Let me delete that. Let me get my wireless client MAC list. So we're going to allow that one, and that should pop up in my list. Now you can see that my MAC address here has actually shown up in the table. If I save, now let me just close that window. Now, since I am one of the MAC addresses that's actually in the whitelist here, and again, the whitelist is a list of addresses that I actually am going to allow to connect. So my MAC address is in that list, and I am going to allow all of those MAC addresses to connect to my network. So with MAC filtering, I can either have a blacklist where I am keeping a list of MAC addresses of people I don't want to give access to. Everybody else gets access. Or I can use a whitelist where I'm just going to allow connections from people who have MAC addresses who match the list that I've got. So again, I've got my MAC filter list that I can use in DDWRT, and I can create all of my MAC addresses in that list and then determine whether I want to turn the filter on or off and determine whether I want to use a whitelist or a blacklist.